Joining us now is Walter Isaacson. He's a Tulane history professor, Perella Weinberg advisory partner, and a CNBC contributor. He also wrote the authorized biography, Elon Musk, released in 2023. Walter, good to see you.
Good to see you, John.
You've written biographies of Ben Franklin and Henry Kissinger and Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, political power brokers, innovation power brokers. I could throw in Einstein, who in a way straddled the two. What's the significance of this moment when we have the innovators not just dabbling, but going full bore, in Elon's case, into politics?
It's not just Elon Musk. It's a whole bunch of tech bros, as you know, John. You know them all well. And suddenly they are sitting in the row in front of the Commerce Secretary and the rest of the cabinet as they come to Washington. Elon Musk is in Washington as we speak. Jeff Bezos has been there this week. They all want to be in front of the president. And when you have major revolutions happening technologically, especially AI, but also autonomy, space travel, it's interesting because the Steve Bannons and the Republican Trump part of the party were very populist and anti-big corporations. But Trump seems to have sided with Elon Musk and the other tech bros that are now wielding a lot of power in Washington.
There are a lot of Gilded Age comparisons being drawn, and if you think about the robber barons of that era and the influence that they necessarily had over government policy, is that a fair parallel?
Yeah, I think, John, you're right. I hadn't thought about it too much, but whether you look at J.P. Morgan or Harriman or others, especially in the 1890s to 1910, John D. Rockefeller, not only did they wield a lot of political power, but they made big corporations and to some extent monopolies. It was Teddy Roosevelt who comes in, a progressive Republican, and really helped stop the reign of the robber barons, especially with his trust-busting antitrust.
So we do have Tesla earnings tomorrow, Walter.
Yeah.
And we do know that Musk already was stretched across a number of companies, not just Tesla, before his political ambitions burst into the forefront. So what does this mean in terms of resources and where he's dedicating his attention?
Well, clearly he's dedicating his attention to Washington now. Morgan, it'll be kind of interesting to see, is he on the earnings call? He usually is, not always, on such earnings calls. And I think maybe with all the questions about are you still tending to Tesla, it probably might be a smart idea to be on the earnings call. The big thing for Tesla, in my mind, is they have developed robotaxi, self-driving, car, autonomous vehicles that aren't quite ready, and they're not quite ready, especially in terms of regulations. But with Musk being in Washington, it might pave the way, no pun intended, for more autonomous vehicle, less regulation of it. And whether or not he's going to do the $25,000 inexpensive car that Tesla's been talking about, which isn't a robo-taxi. It does have a steering wheel and brakes. He's been resisting that because he wants to go all in for autonomy.